Nancy Drew Fan 1, and I am playing Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. This is my second part. If you didn't catch the first part, better go and check it out. It's a really nice video. Right, so we left it off right after I talked to Red Knott. Now we better get right back inside that house like he told us to. Sound effects. Nice, huh? Before any ghost dogs that come to haunt us, I'd like to introduce you to the Pitbox, the personal data assistant. It's a task list and a journal combined, sort of like what we had in the later games. It's really helpful and I love to use it, so you'll probably be seeing it a lot. You can also get telephone numbers from here by clicking the button on the top or the button on the side. Bang! This is not good. Boom! Oh no, oh no, oh, this is getting scary! Oh, and now it's dark. Oh, and now it's not dark now. Okay, alright, here we go. Oh wow, those look creepy glowing eyes. Oh, okay, wow. Alright, I don't feel safe in this house anymore. Alright. Well, I wanna go find Red's observation platform, but I'm kinda scared that the ghost dogs are still out there, so I think I'm just gonna set it to the next night. Alright, so let's go find Red's observation platform. Let's go out the front door, and if you go forward a little bit, then turn right. There will be a pathway. Follow the pathway, and you will soon see a little tree house thing. You see it? It's right there with the ladder and everything. That's it. Go up the ladder, and you should find Red. And Red's not there. I guess he must be looking for birds. Alright then, let's go ahead and investigate the cemetery. But first, to do that, we might want to know how to get to the cemetery. There is a map in the house. If you go forward, over by the sink over here, the cabinet above it, there is a map to the side. Harry, thought you could use as a map in the cemetery. You'll find lots of bays along the way, especially at night. The cemetery is really hard to find, and I don't do that. Sorry. And there's also the flashlight, which I just picked up. But the moon's so bright, I won't need my flashlight. Well, maybe you won't need your flashlight now, Miss Nancy Drew, but you never pick up something unless you need it. And on this rock, you will find a board. Ta-da! The things Nancy picks up. I'd better be careful. Alright, so we are here at the Malone house, but we are trying to get to the cemetery up here. You will notice that George already has marked two spots, the stone pillar and the tree stump. So let's mark some spots of our own. We have the fallen tree. Now Nancy marked that for you. So at the fallen tree, you must turn right. And then there's a log. Nancy also marked that for you. And we need to turn left. And if you look in the tree up here, you'll notice a yellow ribbon. Nancy will also mark that for you. And you must go left. You must go left here. Then turn right. And there's the tree stump, which the person who owned the map took the liberty of marking for us. Thank you, George. And here is the cemetery. Let's take a look around, shall we? Waldo Matthias. Snooky. Oh, that's so sad. Goodness, Oma Pearl. Ibn Path Kedrick Kondo Crazy. And here's another board. Stench. Marbles. And the ghost dogs. Vitus. Xander. Lucy, the only girl. Iggy. Looks like paw prints. Yes, Nancy, those do look like paw prints. And look, this is the tomb of Malone. Shall we go in? Wow, that wasn't as exciting as I was thinking, but yes, it is creepy. So let's go ahead and go back to the house, and we're gonna call Sally about the ghost dog stack. You can see that right here in our task list. Oh, and this is just an advertisement for iwin.com. You can go on there if you want to. I haven't been on there, so I can't give you a good review about it, but go ahead and go on there if you want to. Right at the tree stump, left, right, right, right at the log, left at the fallen tree, which you can't see very well, but yes, it is there, and then right. And you will now be heading on the path down back to Sally's cabin. So let's go ahead and call Sally because she's probably freaking out right now. Poor Sally. You can see her numbers down here as well as in your PIN box. It's 1215 555 5389. Hello? Hey Sally, it's Nancy. Nancy! Did you see them? Did you see the dogs? Yes, I did, and I can understand why you left. They were pretty frightening. But if it's okay with you, I'd really like to stay and get to the bottom of whatever's going on. That's why you asked me here in the first place, right? Yes, but Nancy, are you sure? Positive. Consider Detective Drew officially on the case. I wish I were even half the trooper you are, Nancy. I have such high hopes for that house. All the beauty there, the wildlife, all the pictures I was going to take. It would break my heart to have to give it up. I need you to tell me everything you can about those dogs. They're black, and they have yellow glowing eyes, and they don't like me one bit. When's the first time you saw them? Well, let's see. I heard them the very first night I was here. I heard them almost every night, howling in the distance, but I didn't actually see them until I'd been here about a week. After that, they started appearing pretty much every other night. When they appeared, did they always do the same thing? Yes, come to think of it. They always came running up to the house, barking and snarling. They'd lunge at the windows, they'd jump up on the door, they'd run around and bark some more, then they'd run off. What are you getting at? These attacks seem to involve a lot of choreography, which reinforces my theory that you're not being randomly attacked by a pack of wild dogs, but by dogs who've been trained by someone determined to scare you out of your house on Moon Lake. Who would want to do that? My closest neighbor lives 2 miles away. My property is surrounded by the state park, but it's off-season, so hardly anybody is in the park. In fact, I bet I talked to a total of 3 people the whole 4 weeks I was at Moon Lake. Which 3 people? Let's see, the park ranger. I forget his name. Kind of a pain in the neck. Emily Griffin. She's the one who owns that store I told you about. And I ran into this bird watcher a couple of times. Had a funny name. Red Knott. I've run into him too. Other than people I may have nodded hello to while getting gas or something, I swear those are the only people I've talked to at Moon Lake. What about River Heights? Can you think of anyone who'd want you to sell your house and go back to River Heights? You mean like an angry ex-boyfriend or something? No, I sure can't. Since I'm going to be staying here a while, is there anything I should know about the place? Well, let's see. I've got the water turned off because it's well water and it needs to be tested before I can use it for anything. In fact, if you could get the testing done for me, I'd really appreciate it. Oh, and watch where you walk in the living room. Some of the floorboards are so rotten you could fall right through. And I keep hearing these faint squeaks and rustling type noises coming from below the floor. I hope you're not scared of mice. Who did you say I should call about getting rid of that tree? Emily Griffin. She doesn't bother answering her phone sometimes, so don't call her. Go see her. Her store's on the west side of the lake. And brace yourself. Emmett Emporium is something else. How well do you know her? I feel like I've known her all my life. She's so open and friendly. She likes to make it sound as if Moon Lake was a place for degenerates and criminals, which isn't really true, and there are some people around here no end. But I figure she's just trying to make a buck. How do I go about getting your water tested? Try the ranger station on the east side of the lake. I've been told you can get some kind of kit there. I'm curious, why do you characterize the park ranger as a pain in the neck? I left part of a ham sandwich on a picnic table once. Big mistake. From the way he carried on, you'd think I just made the FBI's 10 most wanted list. I don't think he likes me. Emily says it's because I wrecked his dream of becoming Super Ranger or something when I bought the Malone house instead of the Parks Department. Me? I think he just basically has a problem relating to people unless they're asking questions or breaking the law. Are you aware that you're the proud owner of your very own cemetery? Yes. When the realtor told me there was a cemetery on the property, I went, ugh! But when I saw how far from the house it was and how small it was, I decided I could live with it, as it were. So you didn't go out there much? No. Talk to you later. Bye. This marks the end of part 2.